Hey guys, this is Trading Bruce with a quick video here on a trade that I did in my trading room. Wanted to go over this. It's really a cool trade. It worked out well. It's working out well. I want to show you the trade and the reasoning behind the setup. So what we're looking at here, the stock, I run scans all the time looking for stocks. And this was designed to be a lower, beta type trade. While the market's going on doing crazy stuff, I'm looking for honey badgers, things that are working pretty well with the market. As we know, now I'm recording this around the 1st of May of 2025, and we've had a pretty massive sell-off in the first part of the year. So I'm looking for safe haven kind of stocks. CalM Foods, C-A-L-M. I like CALM name, right? So stock sold off. This is because of egg prices and inflation and all that kind of stuff, the bird flu, that type stuff. Company announced a $500 million buyback, stock buyback. They believe in the company and all that. We're holding the 200-day here. I'm going to go simple on this. Moving averages crossed over 20, crossed back over the 50 right here. So these are all bullish signs that this trend should keep going. Now I like to do covered rights and things like that, and what caught my eye was this. That's the upcoming dividend for $3.46, much larger than normal. The last one was $1.49, 102.77 and this is on Thinkorswim platform if you are not familiar with that. But again, $3.46. I'm looking at that going, let's do a little investigation here. So I go over here and I notice that's a almost 15% yield, 14.90. 3.46 $3.46 dividend, right? Interesting. And now I'm interested. So I know we have a bullish chart. I know this is a relatively calm stock, egg producer. They're one of the largest egg producers in the country. Sorry, I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Check this out. Beta 0.15. That is about as slow going as it gets. This is not Nvidia. This is not Amazon. That's not what we're looking for here. We're looking for something with this slow and steady and calm. So big dividend, very calm stock, very low P ratio. I do look at the fundamentals, high yield, and all that kind of stuff. Then I noticed that it goes ex-dividend on April the 30th. So I went in on 4/16, thinking that this bullish, slow bullish trend continues. And here's the trade. I sold a put credit spread, pretty straightforward put credit spread here, and I sold an 85.90 put credit spread. Now I went out to May to get past obviously the ex-dividend date, the record date. This is actually past the pay date. We can talk about that more in a minute. But this was a pretty good play, and as you can see, it's up $900. And as the stock kept moving up, let me switch to a 20-day chart. So on the 16th, that was right here. So on 4/16. So I initiated that position right here on this day. Went a little bit lower, probably could have got a little bit better price the next day, but I was looking for a little bullish continuation up here. Now, interestingly, it started going up. I could have just closed the trade. I could have held on this standalone, but I'm looking at it, and let me go back out here. I'm looking at this going, I run Fibonacci technical analysis and a lot of other things. I'm trying to keep it simple here, but my price target was about $100. If we bounce up here enough, we get to $100. Again, this is not a tech stock. It's not going to move that much, right? So I think we've got some time left on this thing. I'm going to sell the upper end and bring in some more profit, because if you notice here, see right here, the max profit's $1,250. Well, I sold the call side, which actually turns this into an Iron Condor. Now my profit is $1,650, right? The thinking was that if we go to 100, that was my ultimate target. What's going to happen on the X date when a stock goes X dividend it will typically drop by the amount of the dividend. Now the dividend is $3.46. So I said if we get to 100, which yeah, that's kind of a stretch, but if we get to 100, I'm assuming this thing is going to drop by at least $3 and say 50 cents, so we'll be back down here. The pay date's actually May 15. This trade expires May 16, so all this would have happened before it expires, right? So I'm feeling pretty safe, but if we overshoot it, you see over here, the max loss on the upper end is $350. There's no trades without risk for the most part. So I'm like, I'm okay risking or losing 350 bucks. Very worst case, if somebody buys them out and this thing goes to 200 bucks, that's $350 risk on the upside. Excuse me. Now what I did, it doesn't quite look like an Iron Condor because it's not balanced. I used 10 contracts on this side, and I only used 8 on this side. Also, I went 5 points wide here, and I went 2.5 point wide here. So don't let that confuse you. It's just a way of structuring the trade. The point is, if I'm between here and here, or actually here and here, I will make $1,650. That's pretty good for something that's really not moving around much. There's my break even on the upside. There's a break even on the downside. And I could, again, it's up 820 bucks right now. I've only been in the trade 16th. That's I don't know, a week and a half or something like that. I could go ahead and take the win right now at 800 bucks. That's about 50%. I'm going to give it into next week, probably the end of next week. I want to try to ride this to the very end and get all the profit out of it, but I wanted to share that with you. One, for the kind of trade, it's a little different. Now there is risk down here. If we were to, if the stock just tanks, obviously, and goes this way, there's a lot of risk down here. We would never let it get that far. There's our line in the sand. We won't let it get past that, and we'll just close the put side. We'd leave the call side alone. This is a very slow moving stock, and I'm not expecting anything like that to happen, but we have to manage the trade, as with all the trades, right? So anyway, that's the setup. Cool stock, cool fundamentals here, great dividend. When you see something out of the ordinary like that, you can create some trades to take advantage of that stuff. Oh, and I didn't show you the best part. So on, we're looking for a pullback of the amount of the dividend on the ex-dividend date. And guess what? There it is. On the ex-dividend date, the dividend is $3.46. Guess how much the stock was down on the day? $3.47. Literally 1 penny off on the day, on the ex-dividend day. And that's pretty typical. So it didn't, that's kind of what I was counting on. If we did get into something that was moving way up here, and I expected on that dividend X date it would drop by the amount and get us back inside the body of the trade here. So this might look complicated or whatever. It's not. It's very simple. It's just, there's the put side, there's the call side. I just did an uneven number of contracts, and I did a little bit different widths on the spread. Not a big deal. If you want to see how to do this, join me in my trading room. I also have, in addition to this, now one of the main reasons that I even started on this trade was to do my the wagon wheel strategy, which I wrote a book on back in 2013. 2013, where I sell puts. I did sell puts. I got put to. I own the stock, so I'll catch that dividend. Got the stock. I sold them so that they. I'm going to do a separate video on that, but I sold them. Got put to. The stock is on the way up, and I've sold a covered call above it, so I get paid like 3 different times on that. That's pretty cool. I will do another video on that, and I'll update that as soon as I can. But I want to show you this too, because this is a great way to do it as an alternative. Much less expensive to do it this way. So wanted to share that with you. So I hope that helps. Hope it makes sense. Let me know if you have questions or if I can help. You can do this with any stock out there. Primarily I'm looking in something like this. I'm looking for something with a pretty decent dividend and something that's pretty calm and pretty predictable. I want a good looking chart. So with that, let me wind it up. Thanks for the time. I appreciate it. Let me know if I can help. Thanks. Take care.